Okay, so here's the situation. Imagine this scenario of you are working on a tech team and all of a sudden you find out that the CTO is going to be quitting and a new CTO is coming in. Okay, have you ever been in that kind of circumstance before, right? Where the senior level tech executive, the position is swapping out. And then think for yourself, what's the next thought that goes to your mind, right? So I've had this kind of conversation with a lot of people over the years, and it doesn't matter how high up or down the ladder that you are, there's always this, oh, great, there's going to be a new sheriff in town. And am I still going to have a job, right? Like, what does this mean? Because a lot of us know what happens is you get the new CTO that comes in, and who have they been working with already, right? What are the things that they prefer, right? Who are the people that they've had success with in the past that may or may not be, me, right? And so like all these questions start going through your mind, as they really should. So I'm going to share with you some information today. And if any of this resonates with you and you're thinking, you know what, I really appreciate what Jen's talking about to really help me position myself on my tech career. If that resonates with you, comment down below or send me a direct message or something to get in touch, and we will schedule a time for a call and we can talk about what it looks like for me to help you with really becoming that tech leader that everyone wants to work for. Okay, so let's talk about what happens when that new sheriff is coming into town and what does that mean for you? So stop and think for a second. In this moment, one of the very first things that I want you to realize for yourself is the power of knowing your personal brand. Because when you go to have that first meeting with that new CTO, this is how it's going to go down, you guys. It's going to look something like this. They're going to sit down with you one-on-one, might be over, Zoom, Teams, something that could be in person, doesn't matter. But one of the first things that's going to come out of their mouth is going to sound like this. It's going to say, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay. Now, in that second, I do not want you to think, oh my gosh, I have to regurgitate all of my resume. Okay. Don't do that. That is so not helpful. That is not anything that can make a difference for them to truly know who you are, get who you are, connect with who you are, and to make decisions around whether or not they want to keep you on their team long-term or not. All right. Regurgitating your resume isn't going to do that, because there are other people who also have 20 years of tech experience. There are other people who have 20 years of doing technology transformation. There are other people who also have 15 years of helping to bring projects in under budget and under time. Okay? And I'm not saying that all those things are bad by any means. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm just simply saying is that if there is a new sheriff in town, you have got to make sure that you totally just make that mark. Help them understand who you are and what you stand for. So again, if you're not clear about your personal brand, get in touch. Let's get you the coaching that I can help you. This is totally part of like my superpowers, right? I can help you figure out what your brand is and help you not only to determine it, but also to leverage it. So when you're in this conversation, you're not going to go, how do I answer this question of tell me a little bit about yourself? Okay. You don't want to be in that moment. You do not want to try to be figuring this out, my friends. That is not the time to do it. Okay. You want to figure this out beforehand. So imagine if you are clear with your brand, then you're able to say, this is who I am. This is what I stand for, right? And then of course, from there, you're going to talk about your transformation. You're going to talk about budgets and projects and all of those things, okay? That stuff is still totally important to the new CTO. It's still very important to who you are and what you've accomplished for sure, okay? Just don't lead out with that, okay? It's like reminds me of Peanuts, and the adults when they're talking is like right? Because that's not what the kids don't hear what they're saying. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing that you want to think about when we got this new sheriff in town. Okay. And then the other thing is it's also really helpful that you've put yourself in a circumstance where you are consistently building relationships. So it's quite possible that the new CTO, you're not going to know them from Adam, right? You're not going to have any clue of who they are because they could come in from the outside. Or it could be somebody that's been promoted from within. You have no idea. So that's why I'm always telling people, build those relationships, dig that well long before you get thirsty, my friends. I don't want you to get to the point where you go to the well and you're like, oh, you're scraping bottom. Like, where's the water? Where's the water? I'm totally thirsty. Don't do that to yourself, okay? Start digging that well before the first one is empty and dried up. Okay, with that well, that other well, meaning build those relationships, get to know people, develop relationships with people inside and outside of your company, because you never know what might happen. What if that new CTO comes in, right? That new sheriff in town comes in and they're like, you know what, you've done a great job, but I've got somebody else that I want to do this instead. And we're going to let you go. And we're going to give you a nice severance package. Thanks so much for being here. Okay. Has that happened to anybody? All right. So you don't want to be in that situation going, oh my gosh, I've gotten to the bottom of the well and I am just scraping up dirt and sand and I got nothing. Okay. All of a sudden making your house payment and paying for kids to go to college and whatever else, all of a sudden you're going, whoa, okay, it gets really real in a hurry. So that's why I tell you, work on building those relationships before that situation happens. And then the other thing too is that when you are in a situation where you know that there's going to be a shift and things are going to change, I encourage you, come back to some of that mindset stuff that we've been talking about. All right, it's okay that change happens. It's 100% going to continue to happen in your life, but you get to control your attitude around what this looks like. And so make sure you come back to, okay, I'm taking care of myself. I'm getting my regular exercise. My sleep is going good. I've gone on a date with my significant other, right? Like do those things to invest in that mindset stuff for yourself. Take care of yourself because you don't really know what could possibly happen. Okay, the business could shut down tomorrow. Nobody ever really truly knows, but you do have control over your attitude. You do have control over like, okay, no big deal. So there's a new sheriff in town. Not a problem. I've been doing great on my projects. I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm thriving. And if this means a change in my career right now to a different position, okay, then so be it. And that's okay, right? The people who are acting like that as a tech leader, that stuff's going to make you very attractive. So if you're feeling like I wouldn't be able to respond if there was all of a sudden a new sheriff in town, I wouldn't be able to respond with that kind of confidence and that kind of calmness. That's exactly why you need to get in touch with me. Okay? You deserve this. And so do your people deserve for you to really, truly be able to approach things with this level-headed approach. You can absolutely do it. The first thing we're going to nail down is make sure your personal brand is clear, because then all the rest of it actually gets a lot easier. So if that resonates with you and you want some help, get in touch with me, comment below, or you can come to movingforwardsolutions.com and click on the Let's Chat button in the corner, and then I'll get in touch with you and we'll talk about what it's going to take to help you so that you could become that tech leader that everyone wants to work for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time.